Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the patch notes that just dropped that actually nerfed the Gallo among other weapons, changed some of the rule set in Iron Trial. So we'll go ahead and kind of briefly run through it all. Enjoy the video, learn something new. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you're brand new and want to find your way back. Double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. So they've gone through, put out some notes. With Iron Trials 84, the following changes are exclusive to Iron Trials mode, which is unfortunate as you'll see some of these changes. The buy station, they added a specialist token. It's probably going to be hell of expensive. Supply run discounts are 50% for everything except for buying back your teammates. Loadout drop markers 10%, and then specialist token will be 10% off as well. Hardline perk now gives 25% discount to every item except self-revive. That'll give you 20% off. I don't know why they need to do that. And then we have loadout drop markers, which is 10%, and then specialist token, which is 20%. So I guess maybe you could stack those. I'm not 100% sure. That'd be kind of interesting. We suspect very few people will be able to say they've purchased a specialist token because it's probably going to be ridiculously expensive. However, we do feel that there's an opportunity to buy high tier players with additional impact full outlets for their hard-earned resources. Additionally, further enabling purchases power with hardline is something we would like to continue to explore. And obviously when you get specialist, you would have hardline. So if you want to do specialist and then get your loadout, you can get a double discount if you're combining that with the supply run. So it could get pretty interesting if you figure out the math on that. Contract cash rewards per player have been reduced. Multiplier values remain unchanged. So it'll continue to stack up extra 50%, 20%, whatever the amounts are as you do multiple contracts. Recons are down by 200. Scavengers down by 900. Bounties down by 1,300. Then supply runs only down by 100. Gulag, light machine guns, except for the RPD, Black Ops Cold War, and all tactical rifles have been removed for the Gulag loadouts. We feel an emphasis on submachine guns and assault rifle better suits this version of the Gulag. And this is Iron Trial still. Melee weapons will no longer deal more than 100 damage per melee hit. They essentially nerfed Cali sticks or the new size or whatever you want to use, or just a standard melee. Loot. So yeah, if you have 400 health combined, I mean, it'll take you at least 4 hits because 3 hits would be 380 or 360 rather, and you wouldn't have enough. Loot. Armor satchels, gas mask, and self-revive drops have been reduced. So they reduced it even further. Ground loot XM4 attachments have been updated, and the bullfrog attachments have been updated. Attachments are now more closely aligned with popular builds. So they've made them more meta builds. They call them popular builds, but it's essentially meta builds. So great changes to Iron Trials. Now we'll go ahead and talk about other weapon attachments that are for the rest of the game. So right here, what we have is the submachine guns, the bullfrog, ADS speed decrease, so they slowed it down, movement speed 1 slower, and then ADS movement speed decrease, so it made it a little bit slower because right now, like I called it, it was the all-around best option. Obviously there were some options that were a little bit better for close or a little bit more mobility with the Mac 10 or whatever, but now it has a little bit of everything but not overdone in any particular categories. And then shotgun Bravo, which is the Gallo, maximum damage range decreased, second damage range, and third damage range. So it'll take like an extra shot in most scenarios because of these damage changes will essentially make it so that you're in a pretty bad spot because like 5.5 meters where before you had 8.1, it might make it basically unusable without stopping power and without barrel stuffing. So they kind of nerfed it essentially to the ground, but we'll see how it goes because it was already capped by its 12 ammo to only be really good in duos and solos and maybe even trios if you use throwing knives, but now it might be rendered pretty much unusable. They've also went and adjusted the barrels specifically for the Krig and the AK-47 here. The Takedown, the Ranger, the Contour, and the Mil-Spec, they basically increased the recoil control because they increased the recoil while also damaging the barrels before. So now they kind of offset that. The Krig still is going to have a decent amount of recoil. Still manageable because it's just straight vertical. But overall, I think, like they said, that it was appropriate to increase the effectiveness of the attachment. So it's good to go there. AK-47, they've essentially nerfed it. Now it has less recoil control for all of those different attachments because they made it a little too easy to use. We also have the XM4, which got nerfed as well. All the numbers went down. So essentially the Krig got a little bit of buff for those attachments. So there's going to be inconsistency for each of those individual attachments. So right here, new playlist, you can see that they are adding back in duos. You'll have the options between standard, Verdansk, BR duos, and then the Iron Trials 84. And then we're going to have Plunder quads as a community vote winner. They're removing Blood Money quads. Kind of basically the same. And then we have keeping Resurgence quads and then Iron Trials duos. So pretty straightforward in terms of what the update is. We'll have to see. I think like we'll find out if the Gallo is still like broken or really it's kind of nerfed to the ground. And then people maybe switch to the Jack 12, which is just as broken, but doesn't have that mobility. And then AK, we'll see if that matters. And then we also have the XM4, which kind of balancing things out. I think they want everyone to use the QBZ, but it's just not happening. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learned something new. If you did, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new and want to find your way back, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.